Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's season 14, episode 8, and today with Barcelona, we possibly have the most important episode of the series. Because if this one goes well, it could well put us on course to complete our objectives this season. Because first, we have the second leg of our Champions League quarter-final against a very strong Paris Saint Germain side. And then we have a chance to win our first trophy at the club. A Spanish Cup final, the Copa del Rey against Levante, who are doing really well in La Liga this season, but should, on paper, be an opposition we're beating. So if all goes to plan in this one, we will be celebrating a Champions League semi-final place and of course a trophy too. We are now 8 points clear in La Liga. Real Madrid are dropping points galore and we look like certainties to win that one as well, although we do still have Real Madrid on the last day of the season. So we want to make sure we don't let them back in for them. And one of the other issues we've got to face, particularly over the last week, is injuries. We are missing Dan Joseph with a torn hamstring. He will be out for the majority of the rest of the season. He might be back for the Champions League final if we get there. We've got Thiago Almada, who is out for 2 to 4 weeks. Will miss the entirety of April, including the Cup final, this Champions League tie, the first leg of the semi if we get there, and 3 more games in La Liga. And then Sebastiano Esposito is out with a pulled calf. He's already missed 1 or 2, and he will be out for this one and probably the Cup final as well. So 3 key players missing out. And I'm starting to wonder if our director of football not getting to work in January is going to end up costing us. So if you want to find out and you are looking forward to this episode, please do chuck a thumbs up on it. It does make such a difference. And subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on to get alerts as all of the rest of the season releases from this series, as well as our other daily FM20 content. A quick thank you to everyone that popped in for the live stream this morning. There is a full replay on the channel if you want to catch up. I'm really enjoying doing that at the moment and can't wait to do more for FM21. We've already got a new series that we've started recording in case this does finish this season. But let's have a quick look at our youth intake before we head into our 2 big games. So all of the players they want to keep have already been signed down. So Alfredo is the first of them. 1.5 star ability, 4 star potential, new to the club this year and seems to be pretty good. He might not be top class, but he'll certainly be a La Liga player if nothing else. We also had quite a few Englishmen in there, and that's of course because we've got a director of football and an assistant manager from England as well as ourselves. So the pick of the bunch is Aidan Mccarthy, a young winger, 1 star ability, 3 star potential. He's never going to set the world alight, but he'll certainly become a pro. And that's all we can really ask at the moment. It's not going to be long term that we're worrying about this, but there are some good players there if we need them. So a couple of stars from the youth intake, a couple of others progressing well. Cortez from last season, he's starting to look a good player now and has got a really good personality which is helping him improve. A couple of the lads out on loan are doing well and a couple of those in the B team continue to improve. But we're all focused on our 2 big games today. So let's have a look at the form coming into it. You're with me last time for the Spanish Cup semi-final, the thrilling second leg and penalty shootout against Atletico. We then won 3-2 at Sevilla in the lead, a Sancho brace and Mastanov with an early goal. 3-0 against Albacete with the same 2 scorers and Almada from the penalty spot. Then a 3-0 victory against Leipzig in the Champions League to take us through. All second half goals after a red card. Almada, Todibo and Mastanov. A 4-1 victory at home in La Liga against Malaga. Esposito off the bench, Florentino Luis, Rui Alves back from injury and Almada from the spot again. Then this month a 3-0 win at Valencia. Sancho, Alves and Almada all with second half goals. Against Paris Saint Germain in the first leg, a disappointing 1-0 defeat as well as that injury to Almada. And then away at Getafe, a 3-1 victory. We rested nearly everyone for this game. Mastanov, the only first teamer, he got a goal. And then Onesimo and Frankie de Jong as well. A really good performance from a backup side, including a fair few young players. And we've managed to get ourselves over the line and 8 points clear there. So fingers crossed we can't throw that away. Hopefully the Levante game will bring a first trophy. But this game is the big one. Paris Saint Germain, can we get through to the last 4 and keep that Champions League dream alive, which would see this series finish? We are underdogs for the game, which shows you just how strong PSG are. They're possibly the best side in Europe at the moment. They've of course got a slightly more friendly domestic campaign, and they have got a stream of world-class footballers. Pastor, the main striker, a Spaniard worth £90 million. Look how good he is in comparison. They've got Emerick de Mont in midfield, a slight knock but good enough, and he is better than any of our midfielders. They've got Niels Millet on the wing, probably better than any of our wingers bar Alves. On the right they've got Mick O'Kiss, who is as good as Alves if not better. And they've got centre-halves worth 80 million. They have got the best squad in world football, and it's going to be so hard for us to compete with that, particularly with 2 or 3 key players out injured. So we've got no real quality up front if we end up with an injury. So Boadu probably the only one, not happy here. And then Navarro, who's an unproven youngster. We've got Vidal and Giura, weak links in midfield because of the 2 injuries. So this is the best 11 we can put out. And we are relying on a clean sheet and a big couple of goals at the other end. Moments of magic are needed. Mastanov, Alves and Sancho, the men who are going to be relied upon. So we've got Bernard in goal, Molina and Galovic the fullback, with Todibo and Armini at centre-half, Luiz and Vidal in central midfield, Alves, Giura, Sancho the attacking midfield 3, and Mastanov on his own up front. Not a great deal on the bench today, so we must try and win this game with the 11, and then I need to get fit for the weekend. It's a tough task to beat PSG, but fingers crossed we can get ourselves over the line. 4-2-3-1 for our visitors as well, and all of those players we looked at are in the squad. They've got De Ligt at centre-half for that bit of experience as well, and he's still world class. They have got a better team on paper, so it's going to take some performance from both the players and the fans, and me tactically, to get us through here. So I am going to drop to positive rather than aggressive and attacking here, because I want to give us a little bit more of a chance to push forward and try and do it in a more concerted way, because a clean sheet is probably the only way we get through here. I don't see us scoring 3. But into the first half we go. It is Barcelona 0, PSG 1, and we're immediately in with a corner. Alves delivers, headed away by 2, and Vidal will get there to mop up, but he's under pressure. He's got a man on halfway, but turns in instead. Ferran Vidal taking charge of the middle, back to Todibo. At right back he's got Molina. Inside him are 2, he finds Todibo. Inside to Vidal, who's trying to control this game early on, but we're still going backwards. Not a big fan of that. Florentino Luiz into Vidal for a 3rd time. Vidal over the top to Alves, the one real world-class player. Brings it down on the right, beats his fullback into Mastanov. Oh, you can't miss those. You can't miss those on a day like this. Point blank range, he's headed it straight at the keeper. And it is still 0-0 on the night, but that was a golden opportunity. And we've now got an injury as well. The one thing we couldn't afford today was more injuries. Giura's got a pulled back muscle. So even if we gamble with him today, as Todibo gives it away to the last man, Pastor, a world-class striker, you can't do that. Down to Kiss. And it's just wide of the post, still 0-0. But even if Giura gets through this game, he won't be fit for the weekend. And that's something that's going to harm us too. As Panda's got a corner, PSG into the match, Pastor heads just over. And they're starting to dominate those stats a little bit, although they're not hitting a target yet. So I don't know whether to be too alarmed. Just over the half an hour mark, and it is PSG with a throw in, the visitors. Back to the centre-half Casado. They look so comfortable on the ball, but we just need one big mistake. De Mont out to the right to Kiss, but it looks like they've got too much for us. Physically, technically, and mentally, they seem to be in a better place as well. They're so comfortable in possession, and of course we're struggling with fitness issues as well. So it's Siprich back into the centre-half De Ligt. They're making us run after it. They're trying to tire us out. But Mastanov's nicked it. It falls for Giura. Mastanov's in one-on-one. Good through ball. Oh, he's put another one wide. Oh, Christian Mastanov, that's 2 great chances. And he's put them both wide at the post. Oh, we've got to score one of those. We should be 2-0 up on the night. But now it's PSG going alone with Panda. His shot's on target, but Bernard saves easily. And that is probably just about curtains for us. We're not going to get more than 2 chances like that, surely. It's half time. It's 0-0 on the night. Still 1-0 to PSG on aggregate. And we're just going to ask the boys to prove a point. I've no idea what's going to happen here, because we've already wasted 2 brilliant chances. As Alves takes a free kick. Oh, great save. Great save from the keeper. We are knocking at the front door now. We're pushing. We're huffing and puffing. But there is nothing to give and no clinical edge. As Todibo gets it from a corner, headed away. And he's lost it again. Not the first time, though does recover it on this occasion. It's back to midfield and the highlight ends. Mastanov having a bad game. And now Rui Alves is injured. Pulled wrist ligaments. It's your arm. We're playing a game of football. And I'm going to have to make the changes. I'm trying to weigh up. Do we think we can get through Levante without these guys fit? Because the last thing I want is to go out the Champions League, then lose the Spanish Cup as well. So do we gamble? I just don't know. Oh, a penny for your thoughts now. I'm going to go Frankie de Jong for Giura. Vidal number 10. Luiz will swap with de Jong. And that's the midfield three we're going for. On the right, we keep it the same. If I had Esposito on the bench, I'd probably take one of them off. But I just don't feel like I can do it. If we get to 15 to go, then they might as well stay on anyway. I just don't know what the best move is at this point. 15 minutes remaining. We're going to go attacking because we need a goal. It doesn't matter how it comes now. Let's ask for passion because some are looking anxious. And they're all fired up. And we've got a throw. Molina to de Jong. Takes on the right hand side to Molina again. Gives it away, but it falls for de Jong for a third time. He's lost possession, but Vidal nicks it. Luiz has got a man out on the right. Finds Rui Alves, the injured winger. He's lost possession. Is it a penalty? They've stopped for a foul. It was right on the line. It may well be a penalty. And that would be incredible. While that happens, we're going to make a change. Vidal will be replaced. He's still not back to full fitness, don't forget, by Boadu. He will become a shadow striker on attack. And it will basically be like having two up front. That's the best I can do at this point. We're waiting for the referee to return from the VAR screen. He's going to give something. But what will it be? It's a penalty. That is the lifeline we needed. Who will take it? Rui Alves. What a moment for the injured winger. He could be a hero here. It is the only result that would lead to extra time. And as it stands, we will take that all day. Rui Alves with the penalty. Barcelona 1, PSG 0. And 1-1 on aggregate. Extra time potentially looming. What a moment for the club. Back to positive. And Rui Alves will stay on for 120. 6 minutes of stoppage time. Molina's got a throw into Boadu. On the right hand side, takes on the fullback. Barely had a kick this season. Goes back to de Jong. Into Florentino Luiz. Space to shoot. Does shoot. And he's straight at the goalkeeper. Not the best effort in truth. And a bin will roll out the goalkeeper. Comfortable for him. De Ligt plays it to Kuti. Out to the right hand side to Kiss. He's got the fullback overlapping. PSG going all out here. Kiss runs the length, shoots miles wide. We can deal with that. No problem at all. 6 minutes of stoppage time played. We are going to extra time. We're going to ask to prove a point again. I don't know that I can leave Rui Alves on much longer, or we risk not having him for the semi-final. I don't know if there's any way else we can improve this. But for now, we're just going to try and get on top again. I want to try and control possession a bit more too. We've not had many runs from midfield. So I'm going to drop Florentino Luiz to a deep line playmaker on defend, which I know he's better at. We'll have de Jong on support and just let the front four go. 6 defensive, 4 attacking. Fingers crossed there's magic from somewhere. As PSG continue to play out from the back. Mbappe off the bench on the left wing. Inside to Kuti. Long ball over the top to Pastor. He's beaten Todibo, has had an absolute stinker. But it's a great save from Bernard. I've no idea how his rating's above a 7. Every chance PSG have had has come from Todibo's mistakes. But the skipper is still hanging in there. As PSG take the corner, Todibo heads away. Mbappe picks it up, wide to Verscharen. Verscharen on the left-hand side, to Mbappe again. Good block, but it's back to De Ligt. And they're still keeping the ball in here. Out to the left-hand side to Mbappe. But the highlight ends, and just for now, the danger does as well. I honestly can say I have no idea what the best changes are at this point. Rui Alves, I now need to leave him on in case we end up at penalties. I've got 10 minutes left and we'll start to make changes based on that in a moment, because with 5 minutes of extra time remaining, that looks like the most likely outcome. We have 2 minutes of extra time to go. From the bench, the only decent penalty taker is Onesimo. Vinagre is good as well, but he missed one in the last shootout, so do I stick with him? I really don't know. It's going to be such a tough moment for us. Whatever we do, we've got the chance to be ridiculed. Jadon Sancho, is he good from the spot? He is. What about central midfield? Luiz, not bad. De Jong, decent. Mastanov, is he going to be good? He's not really, to be honest. So do I bring Onesimo on for him? Mastanov's had an awful game anyway. So Onesimo's going to come on up front. A left back, we will replace Galovic with Vinagre. He's knackered anyway. And with 2 minutes to go, we're hoping for a penalty shootout success again. We got it in the Spanish Cup semi-final. We need it to get to the Champions League last 4. Either way, it will be heartbreaking now. Whether we get through or go out, one team will be broken by it. But we start with the man whose penalty got us here, Rui Alves, followed up by Sancho, Buadu, Frankie de Jong, Onesimo number 5, Luiz and Vinagre. After that, we're down to those who can't take them. It's Todibo, it's Molina, it's Armini, and it's Bernard. Into the shootout we go. No one thought it was going this way, did they? Rui Alves steps up first for Barcelona. Into the corner. The keeper went the right way, but had no chance. And the experience is matched by Kylian Mbappe, who will step up for PSG. Right-footed, into the corner. Brilliant penalty. Doesn't matter how experienced you get, you can always live up in those moments. And we need the same to apply to Jadon Sancho here. Up he steps. Please don't miss. Sancho into the top corner. Keeper had no chance. Got almost near it. But what a fantastic penalty that was. And now it's Vignato who steps up for PSG. And against a side who are better on paper, this is probably our best chance as Gregory Bernard tips one round the post. What a save by the keeper. What a moment for him. And Buadu now steps up for us. Not had a great season, not really been involved. And he has put it miles wide. Oh, it's terrible. It is terrible. What a moment to produce that. And now we need more goalkeeping heroics. Pastor into the corner and he's back on terms. Oh, Buadu, why on earth do you do that to me? He will not play for this club again if I have a say. Frankie de Jong steps up. He's put the keeper the wrong way. Brilliant penalty from the experienced midfielder. And now it's Kuti for PSG. Bernard still has the chance to be a hero. He's left-footed the penalty. It's gone in off the post. Oh, wow. I thought he'd missed for a minute. And now it's another substitute. Onesimo brought on for Mastanov, the top scorer, to take a penalty. And he's put it straight down the middle. Brilliant work. And the keeper dives out the way. Now we're in sudden death. If Bernard saves this penalty from Verscharen, we are through to the last 4 of the Champions League. Verscharen versus Bernard. One of these men is about to be a hero. We're already going to have to do the second game separately because this episode has taken a while. As Verscharen steps up, Bernard gets there. It is wide of the post. Bernard went the right way anyway. And Barcelona are through to the last 4 of the Champions League. It is 4-3 on penalties, 1-0 on the night and 1-1 on aggregate. What a moment. Buadu's blushes are spared. And we have done brilliantly to get through against possibly the only side who are better than us on paper. The last 4 of the Champions League, here we come. And what a moment this is for the club. Drama in the other game as well, as French side Lille get through against Porto on away goals. The semi-final is going to be eventful if nothing else. We need to keep up with the injury news now. Another 9.5 million. We've drawn Lille in the semi-final. So they've been finishing behind PSG every year. So in theory, having only finished 3rd after 3 mid-table seasons, we should be able to get past them. Their best player is striker Ronneberg, who is a good player but not as good as most of the PSG ones. So we will be heavy favourites for that tie. I'm hoping that will play out the same way on the pitch, as Giroud has a 12-day injury. Alves, 1 day, so he should be back for the cup final. Either way, he'll be knackered, but Giroud will miss out. But what a moment for us, a semi-final against Lille. I'm going to have to separate this episode and Levante, but I'm sure you'll forgive me given the way it's gone. A good youth intake, no real world-class standout though. A brilliant performance in the Champions League and a tie in the semi, which we should be favourites for. The other one is Bayern v Roma. So Roma have been in the top 3 of Serie A pretty much every year. Their best player is Giuseppe Pepe, who is a world-class striker. Very good indeed. FC Bayern. We know how good they can be because we've managed in the Bundesliga just a few years ago. But the last 2 years they haven't won it. Their best player is still Silva. He was there when we were there. And he's a very good player too. So the final will be more difficult if we make it. But we are favourites for the semis and we have to make sure we produce on the pitch. So we will be back in just 3 days' time. We'll be facing Levante in a Spanish Cup final. Apologies we couldn't fit it in today. But of course, the game went all the way to the wire against PSG in the Champions League. So if you did enjoy that thrilling night at the Nou Camp, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the performance and whether we can go all the way now. And we've done it in the most dramatic style possible, despite missing some key players. We've got Levante in the Spanish Cup final next time out. That will be on Thursday at 4:30, as we hope to get across the line and win our first trophy at the club and follow it up with success in La Liga as well. If you haven't already and you want to stay up to date, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. A big game to come on Thursday as we try and win our first trophy, and the run into the Champions League and La Liga season to follow it. It is going to be eventful if nothing else, and it may well be the dream completed and the end to the series. In the meantime, we've got content from Dorking, we've got Macclesfield back at the weekend and the Stadium Review series. And again, a quick thank you to everyone who came into the live stream this morning. I do appreciate you joining along, and you can catch up in the eye above if you missed any of the live streams so far. Finally, I'm part of a podcast that does matchday vlogs, interviews and prediction shows as well. So you can catch up with that in the eye above too. We're really growing quickly and we're having a wonderful time. So thank you for your incredible support. And fingers crossed there's positive news to come in the next one as we try and chase our first trophy with Barcelona. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time for that one.